Hey guys, welcome back to the New England Scrapper. Now I've got another CRT here, another vintage one. This one here, this is a real interesting one. I've never seen one like this before. This is a Goldstar 13-inch color monitor. That's how old this is. They were bragging that it was, it was a color monitor. So it's a Goldstar MCL 4333. So again, if it was in better condition, I probably would have kept it, but this one's pretty gross. And I just don't have the space to store any kind of stuff like this, and I don't know anyone that would be interested in restoring it. So, unfortunately, this one's scrapped. Whoops. We're going to try to avoid that if we can. Yep, there we go. So yeah, if I could, get in touch with some people that are interested in, maybe trying to buy some restorable CRTs, there's definitely going to be some, opportunities in the future to work with you. So if there's anyone out there that's seeing this that's near the New England area or is willing to travel to the New England area for stuff, there's a very real possibility that we could work something out if you are interested. So yeah, if you're interested in that kind of thing, shoot me a message, leave a comment, and we can get to talking. Because I am more than happy to send some of these vintage, vintage things to a good home that's interested in, preserving it. Because, that's, another part of my job is preserving the stuff that should be preserved. Alright, now there is still a screw down in there, isn't there? So yeah, yes, there's the recycling aspect, but like I had mentioned in a previous video, there's also the reuse aspect. If I can get like PCs and laptops and monitors and stuff like that, people can reuse it, then I will. That's generally a better deal for everyone involved. Me, the refurbisher, the planet. On a refurbished item, I definitely would make more money selling something as a refurbish as opposed to just selling something as scrap. Whoops. So, yeah. Alrighty, so what do we got here? This is, again, very interesting. Whoops. That one there, that goes back to that flyback transformer that I usually mention. And I broke another one. Nice. Now, as you can tell, I'm having wonderful luck with these things tonight. So, we'll get the wire on that later. Got this bit here, which should just slide right out. Now, I had mentioned about, taking it off this metal bracket. Me personally, I'm not going to do that, and here's why. I sell my low-grade boards to my scrapyard, and they take it as an electronic scrap category, which really isn't worth much. And they've actually mistaken some of my loads of light iron as a load of electronic scrap in the past. So, yeah. So that's why I'm not going to do that. But if you are selling it, as some sort of what's the word there? A low-grade board. If you're going to call it that, you really do need to take that metal bracket off there. It's just kind of a courtesy to the board buyer or scrap yard or whatever. Now we got a nice little degaussing cable here. And this one's aluminum. Okay, so you're not really gonna be able to see it, but that one's aluminum. It's shiny. If you can tell, it doesn't look like copper. It's silvery. It's shiny. It's light. So I know for sure I can mix it in with my yard. They let me mix it in as shop wire, so it can be mixed in with the just my number 2 insulated copper wire, as I've always called it. But yeah, my yard uses the term shop wire. Alrighty. So we got the copper yoke here, which will again be set aside for later destruction. And I might even do a video on it at some point, just kind of showing people the process of how you sort of take those apart. There's a little bit of wire left there for me, and I'm going to call this scrap pretty much over. So, just the last thing that I generally do is I do try to put that back on. And just kind of re-screw it in here. Just take your drill and basically, do the opposite and put the screw back in the hole. That way it just, looks a little cleaner, stacks a little easier, that sort of deal. So when it goes to the transfer station, a little easier and a little cleaner for them. And, it's a little lighter too, being scrapped out, so that's cool. I mean, there's pretty much no value in this thing for the recycler that's going to get it. They're going to be down some money with the tube and the plastic and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, I just took any value out of it, so sorry. But, that's how it works. Just CRTs are one of those things that you really just want to make sure you can get to the proper recycler and just kind of get it taken care of. That way, I mean, you can throw them in the landfill in certain places, but I wouldn't. It's hazardous waste, and a lot of places, countries, states in the U.S. actually ban CRTs from being thrown in the landfill. And the last thing you want to do as a small business, as a scrap or whatever, is get fined, get hit with a fine. You don't want to do that. So anything you can do to avoid fines, as well as it just being bad for the environment. I mean, there's lead in the tube, and glass, and just other things that can be, recycled. And there's some sort of phosphor element too that could be, possibly harmful. Whoops. So, yeah, just responsible recycling. That's one of the things that I, try to not necessarily pride myself on, but one of those things that I tell customers. That's one of my selling points. Is hey, I try to properly recycle electronic waste, and that's a huge thing. Especially if any sort of government body were to ever get involved. I wouldn't want them to come in, do an investigation and find out, oh, well, you haven't been properly recycling your e-waste. That could cause some real problems in the future, and again, hit with fines. Certain people have gone to jail over it, so, it's one of those things that you need to take pretty seriously, especially if you advertise or anything like that. If you advertise, it's even more. Even more important to responsibly recycle your e-waste that you're picking up, Again, it can be a pain sometimes, but again, it's just one of those things that you really need to take into consideration, really need to think about. I do it. A lot of other small recyclers do it. But unfortunately, you know, you have a couple of the larger players out there who were caught, you know, sending a bunch of crap to China. You know, they'd get, you know, like, they'd get a bunch of monitors and things like these, which are really, really low value. I really dislike picking these things up because they're so low value. And what they've been doing, you know, they got caught. And they were packing them in shipping containers, and they were taking, you know, some PCs and other good things, sticking it towards the front, and then packing most of the 40-foot shipping container with those things. And they packed them in the back, and they sent it to China, Vietnam, India, for, you know, children to break down. Children who don't have, you know, the expertise, the knowledge, or the safety gear to really know, you know, where the dangerous components are, and there's no environmental regulation over there with how they're doing it. I mean, they're burning copper in open you know, pits. So it's, you know, burning the insulation off the wire, and it's really damaging to them and the environment, you know. I mean, I've got gloves, you know, I have access to respirators, safety things, and safety glasses if I need it for things. But over there, they don't have access to any of that. So they're just scrapping the stuff with their bare hands, and, you know, they don't have any sort of sanitation, and it's really, really bad for them. So, you know, I'd rather get stuck with some of the crappier things. And I mean, I'm a no export company. Obviously, I don't pull in any sort of, you know, I don't pull enough stuff to bother with that. But I mean, it's not ethical for sure. It's not right. You know, I'd rather just take it and spend a day or two, you know, when I don't have anything else to do, and just take care of them. You know, do one here and there, just get it done, get it out of the way. You know, at the very least, have it, you know, properly recycled and not exported somewhere else where it can cause, you know, children and adults and other people harm. You know, I have the knowledge to recycle it properly, so why not, you know? It's, again, it can be a pain sometimes, but it's better to just do it yourself or outsource it to someone else who you know has some sort of no export deal, something like that, someone that'll properly recycle it. You're probably going to have to pay them to take care of it, but again, such is life, you know. Business is business, and if you have to charge to pick them up, then you have to charge to pick them up. So, there's my little scrap and rant, or little talk. So, that's pretty much it for this one, guys. So, thank you, as always, for watching. Keep scrapping, keep recycling, and, you know, thank you all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye for now.